Yup, it's official, y'all. Juneteenth is now National Independence Day. It was written into law, signed by the House, the Senate, the Congress. So yeah, Juneteenth. This is the flag that I fly. This is the Pan-African flag. This is the one that I choose. Okay, so
sugar boom boom, I'm chasing dragon. This dragon's got my hand.
After 6 o'clock p.m. time to give shout out, it's 6:10 p.m.
Sugar boom boom, I'm chasing dragon. This dragon's got my hand. Sugar boom boom, I'm robbing people, but I'm an honest man.
Let me tell you straight up, homie, this story's not rehearsed. Done my share of drogas, but we
sugar boom boom, I'm chasing dragon. This dragon.
hey, what's up, Facebook? So like I was saying earlier, they signed it into law. Juneteenth is now a federal holiday. So yeah, President Biden signed it, the House passed it, all that. So it's a good thing, y'all. So yeah, so you know, that's the Pan-African flag. It's the one I fly. They have another one with red and blue with the white star of Texas. Those of you who want to fly it, that's cool. I ain't mad at you. But the red, black, and green, that's my flag right there. So let me do the thing right now, y'all. Hello! West Alameda! It's after 6 o'clock. Time to give a shout out and thank you to all the frontline and essential workers, to the doctors, the nurses, the longshoremen, the bus drivers, the truck drivers, the farm workers, those who work in the stores, those who work in the restaurants, the hotels, postal employees, counselors, teachers, parents. So please, if you can hear my voice, would you clap your hands, honk your horns, shout, make some noise. Frontline workers, yeah. All right, thank you, neighbors. Yeah. Hey, grandbaby. What you doing? Oh, wow. I love you too, grandbaby. That was my granddaughter right there, y'all. Raven. Hey, Ed Nash, what's going on? Yeah, so what's up, everybody? Man, it is hot out here. But at least where I'm at, there's a breeze. You know, you can see this breeze right here. See the flag is flying right there. So we do definitely have breeze. I'm on the second floor, so I got that breeze up here. That's a good thing. Cynthia, what's up? How you doing, dear? I'm gonna go inside and do the thing. Yesterday I did all this talking, and turned out I didn't even hit the record button. So I made sure I hit the record button today. Yeah, anyway, it is hot. I'm back inside. It's cooler in here. You know. No, Juneteenth is officially a federal holiday, y'all. Okay, so let's get this going. Today is day 443. It's June the 17th, 2021. And according to the Coronavirus Pandemic Live, which is on YouTube, their statistics, as of today's date, we've had 3,852,144 people have died all over the world from coronavirus. And right here in the United States, we've had 616,422. Now I want to show you, look at the black.
Sugar boom boom, I'm chasing dragon. This dragon's got my hair.
After 6.
So this is what the red is today. The black is what it was yesterday on June the 16th. And so you can look at the difference. And look at here in the United States. From yesterday to today, we are really going down in the numbers. I mean, everybody who dies is not just a statistics. There's somebody's loved one, somebody's family, somebody's friend, but this is not like back when we were having 3,000-4,000 people die a day. So we're doing really good. This is what it was back on April 2020. All right. 263,000. Around the world, 73,039. Here in the United States. James Harris, what's up, man? How you doing? Thank you for asking about my grandson. So I know you talked about Lil Siriaco. He is doing well. People came out to support him. He went through therapy, and he is able to walk with the use of one of those walkers, but he's also driving a car. He's a soldier. He is a warrior. The word for warrior in Filipino is mandarima. So he's definitely a mandarima. And, but I appreciate you asking about him. Yes, Lil Siriaco, yeah. So for those of you who don't know, my grandson went to a party, was it 2 years ago? Maybe 3 years, I'm not sure. But he had graduated from high school, or he was, getting ready to do their graduation ceremony and everything. Went to a party Christmas Eve, and so just to let you know, my grandson was not a gangbanger. He was not dealing drugs. He wasn't running with the wrong crowd. He played sports. He was into football. He was running track. He actually had a scholarship to go. He had a scholarship, a sports scholarship, and he was going to do that, I guess then right after. But anyway, somebody started shooting. They wasn't shooting at him. He just got caught in the crossfire, and he was paralyzed. His whole left side, I believe, was paralyzed. But he's come back, and now he's able to move. And like I said, he's driving a car. He has one of those special type cars that you can drive. And he's out of the wheelchair. He's walking with that with the walker thing. But he is definitely a soldier. And thank you, James. Appreciate you asking about him. Okay. So, and how you doing, man? How's everything with you and your family? Okay, y'all. So today, birthday shout out. I want to give a birthday shout out to the following people on June the 17th. It's their birthday. Let's start off with Marcus McFarland. Okay, Marcus, happy birthday to you, bro. Marcus is an AC Transit operator. Rosemary Foster, she's a retired AC Transit operator. Johnny Manabusen, Odessa Kabong, they went to school at Shipman Middle School. They're right here in Alameda. Aurelie Razzo and Denisha. That's the name she has on her Facebook. But I'm not gonna say what her last name is, but she was also, Denisha was actually one of the girls in my cadet corps and Cougar Cadet Corps. So happy birthday to all of you. Marcus, Rosemary, Johnny, Odessa, Aurelie, Denisha, happy birthday, y'all. I hope you guys have a great birthday today. On the historical birthday, today, June 17th, she was born in 1865, is Dr. Susan Laflèche. Picote. She was the first Native American from the Omaha tribe, but she was the first Native American to earn a medical degree. She was a social reformer and an activist for her people. And she died September 18th, 1913. That's like a real little small thing, but yes, this was, if you read up on her, she was awesome. Her mother...
Sugar boom boom, I'm chasing dragon. This dragon's got my head. Sugar
After 6
her mother was Omaha, and I believe her father was French and Omaha. And also Sioux. I think maybe her mother was Sioux and her father was Omaha and French. But anyway, she you know, she had to persevere through a whole lot of stuff just to become a medical doctor. And once she got her medical degree, she came to the reservation to help her people. And so yeah, give much props, respect, everything to Dr. Susan LaFleche Picote, the first Native American doctor in this country. All right, let's get on to local events. So today, June 17th, 2021, Juneteenth, Independence. It's actually, the whole thing is called Juneteenth National Independence Day. I didn't even put the whole thing in. Today it's the first federal holiday since 1983 here in the United States. It was signed into law by President Biden. Okay, so props to President Biden. Props to the Congress. The House voted. And they voted overwhelmingly. It was like 14 Republicans, 14 white Republicans that refused to vote for the law. I have no idea if they gave a reason for why they didn't want to do it, but you know, at least the other Republicans did not do one of those things where they decided not to do. So Juneteenth, and again, was Juneteenth is the day General Gordon Granger came into Galveston, Texas. I'm just going to, we might as well just say June 17th, 1865, and let the Confederates know that not only was the war over, but the slaves were free. So just to go back to that, Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863. Freeing slaves. But let's make sure we get that straight. The slaves that he freed were the slaves in the Confederate States that had broke away from the Union. So there were certain border states that they had slaves, and they said, well, you know, we gonna keep our slaves, but we gonna support the Union. We're not gonna join the Confederacy. Abraham Lincoln did not want to antagonize them, and he didn't want to make them leave the Union, so therefore he only set free slaves in Confederate states that was in an active rebellion against the Union. So that's a very important point. You know, you're at war with somebody across the street and you declare that the dogs in their house are free. Well, those dogs being free is only if you win the war and get over there and take over their house and set the dogs free. So he didn't set no slaves free, and I'm not equating dogs to our people. I'm just using that as an example of, you know, two homes fighting a war. Okay, but anyway, he only set the slaves free that was in the Confederacy. Confederates, the slaves in Texas, did not know that they were free until June 17th, 1865. And after that, they started celebrating on the 17th of June, and they called it Jubilee Day, Freedom Day, Independence Day. They called it all of those things, but eventually it just became Juneteenth. Texas slaves, the ancestors of Texas slaves, the those who came from Texas who migrated to other states in the Union, including California and all over, they took that whole thing of celebrating Juneteenth to other states. Blacks in other states began to pick it up, and so here we are in the year 2021. We now are able to celebrate. Now, I don't know when this federal holiday will take place. I'm assuming that federal holiday will take place next year on the 17th. So that's a good thing. And props to you, President Joe Biden, for signing that bill, and to the Congress for, getting that going. All right. One love, much love. All right, history. Let's talk about June 17th, 1876. The Battle of the Rosebud in Montana Territory. So give you a little background on this. The United States government had signed a treaty that said as long as the sun shall shine and the waters run blue and the grass is green and all these other lies that the government told Native Indigenous people, they promised the Sioux, the Cheyenne, and the Arapaho that they would have their land. They basically said, don't cross this, you can have all of that, but we can keep all this. And the only thing we want is we want to be able to build forts in your territory. We want to have wagon trains be able to come through your territory to go out to California and Oregon and stuff like that. And so they said, okay, they signed it. Well, you know what happened. They found gold. First, they found gold in California, and everybody wanted to come through their territory to go to California to get gold. Then they found gold in the Black Hills. So y'all should know that the Black Hills is like sacred to the Lakota, to the Cheyenne, to the Arapaho, especially to the Lakota Sioux. That's sacred. To show you how sacred it is, I want you to think about Jerusalem. Jerusalem is sacred to the Jews. It's sacred to the Muslims. It's sacred to the Christians. All three major religions consider Jerusalem to be sacred, to be holy. So if you look at the Black Hills, that's how the Sioux and the Cheyenne looked at the Black Hills, as like that, the Black Hills were sacred. So then the Army, they figured they couldn't keep out all these white gold miners and all these white settlers and everybody else coming through. They couldn't keep them out, so they just said, we are going to renegotiate our treaty. Well, again, if you sign a treaty, if you sign a document, if you sign something that says this is what we gonna do, and then all of a sudden you find out that I got gold in my basement, and now you want to sit up here and or I got gold, I got oil in my backyard where I can make money for myself and my family, and then all of a sudden now you want to tell me, well, we want to renegotiate the treaty where you got that oil, we want to take that over and you can just have the rest of the land that ain't got no oil on it. So Sitting Bull, Crazy Horse, they told him, say, don't cross the Rosebud. Don't come up over here, because if you come over here, we're going to have a war because you are breaking a treaty, So the Americans had 3 Army units, one under Crook, one under Miles, and one under another general. And General George Crook crossed over the Rosebud. He had 970 troopers. He had 100 white Teamsters. One of them was Calamity Jane, a white woman who disguised herself as a man, because in those days they didn't want women traveling with the men like that. Not in white society. Hey Sharon Free, what's up? So she was in disguise as a Teamster, a man Teamster. And they also had about 250 Shoshone and Crow Indians who were allies to the United States. Okay, so you have to understand is that the Shoshone and the Crow have been fighting against the Sioux, the Cheyenne, and the Arapaho for like decades before the Americans and before the Europeans even showed up. They were like traditional enemies of each other. So it was only natural that the Shoshone and the Crow would fight on the side of the Americans. They didn't look at it like, oh, we're all Indians, let's all fight the white man. No, it was like you're the enemy of my enemy that makes you my friend. So anyway, they went over across the Rosebud and and they stopped. I guess it was, they stopped to take a rest, get some food, whatever. The Americans and the Shoshone and the Crow, they're natives. They native troops. They always go out there in the front and be scouts and stuff. And they went out there and they ran into Crazy Horse. I don't know if y'all know who Crazy Horse is. Crazy Horse was Cheyenne. He was a bad dude. He's up there with Sitting Bull, Geronimo, Osceola, Chief Joseph of the Nez Perce. He's Tecumseh. He's up there with all the badass chiefs and chief warriors. So anyway, they ran into them and Crazy Horse just jumped on them. But the Shoshone and the Crow, no matter what you want to call them, they might be turncoats, they might be traitors to the First Nation because they fight on the side of the Americans, but they're fighters. And so they held off the Sioux Nation and the Cheyenne long enough for the army to get themselves together. So they pushed the Shoshone and the Crow back into the camp. But by that time, the Americans had time to get ready because they would have got wiped. They would have got their butts beat real bad. And they got up in there. The Americans, they were doing their little countercharge with the cavalry. They had the 3rd and the 4th Cavalry units there. And so then what they did was, there was a thing where this woman here, Buffalo Calf Woman, she's a Cheyenne. Now you have to understand that some of the warriors, some of the Cheyenne women and Sioux women actually fought as warriors alongside their warriors. Buffalo Calf Woman was a Cheyenne warrior, and her brother, Come See Me, was fighting the soldiers, and the soldiers did a countercharge, and they shot his horse. Well, he jumped off his horse, but he's running now, and the soldiers are coming after him on their horses, and they're going to shoot him down, cut him up with a saber or whatever. Buffalo Calf Woman rode her horse right into the battle, swooped her brother up, and got him up out of there. The Cheyenne was like, oh, she is so cool. They even... they don't call the battle of the Rosebud, the Cheyenne. They call the battle is the Buffalo Calf Woman who saves her brother, something like that. Yeah, so she was bad. She was hardcore. Anyway, the Americans, they lost a lot of soldiers. The freedom fighters, the Cheyenne and the Sioux, they lost some warriors too. Crook still had the high ground, so he declared it a victory. But the reality was he got his butt beat because the only thing that saved him was the soldiers was getting their butts beat, and it was only because the Crow and the Shoshone came around and hit the Lakota and the Cheyenne in the rear and forced them to get away. That's that time when Buffalo Calf Woman went and saved her brother. But yeah, so that's what happened at the Battle of Rosebud. General Crook declared it a victory, but if you got a victory, why are you going to retreat? He took his dead and his wounded, went back to where he came from. Okay, he crossed back over on the other side of the Rosebud. In the meantime, there was 2 other columns that was going into Lakota Sioux Nation territory, and another one got beat also. And then the third one was the one with Custer. Custer had been given orders not to attack. He was supposed to just find the freedom fighters and, wait for the rest of the columns to show up. Not that they was going to show up because they had all got beat. But regardless of that, Custer disobeyed orders and he charged in there. And the rest is history. The 7th Cavalry got wiped out. I want you to see this little side note. Custer refused command of the 10th Cavalry because he didn't want blacks to fight with him. Well, let me just say this. George Custer, on behalf of the Buffalo Soldiers and their black descendants, we glad you did not want Buffalo Soldiers, because Custer, you wasn't nothing but a glory hound. You was trying to get to be president of the United States. The whole thing what you was doing with all these little battles you was doing, especially when you went and wiped out a Sioux village that was like under a flag of truce, flying the American flag, and you wiped them out just, without checking to see if they was on the side of the freedom fighters or they were just innocent, bystanders. So all you want to do is become president of the country. Sound like Donald Trump. But anyway, I thank you, George Custer, for being a racist, for being prejudiced, and for refusing to have Buffalo Soldiers under your command. Because if you did have the Buffalo Soldiers, you would have took them and had all of them get killed seeking glory. So thank you for being a racist, George Custer, Colonel Custer. So glad that you got killed. Yeah, you deserve to die for all the stuff that you did to the Sioux, and to the Cheyenne, and to the Arapaho, and you was only doing it because you wanted glory. But that's my opinion. All right, y'all. So ask everybody to keep in your prayers and in your thoughts all those. And when I say all those who have been killed, I'm talking about everybody. Okay, black, white, Latino, Asian, anybody who've been killed by those thugs. And you know who the thugs is. Any of those who died by the drug dealers, and those who died by Ku Klux Klan, and those who have been killed by the police, by the FBI, law enforcement, by the Nazis, the gangbangers, the rebels, government troops, vigilantes, people who go out there and commit road rage, the co-workers who act a damn fool and just can't kill themselves, but they got to kill their co-workers too. The terrorists, domestic violence, people who kill their spouses or, kill their kids. It's like, really? You want to commit suicide, commit suicide. I don't agree that people should commit suicide, but why do you have to kill innocent people that, and you kill your wife or you kill your wife, then your kids don't have a mother, and your kids don't have a father, because because now it's stupid. That's just me, I'm telling you. Ethnic genocide, white supremacists, the maggots, the Trumpicans, and people who have died because of somebody else's stupidity in action. Just like, and people who have been hurt because of somebody else's stupidity in action. James Harris was asking about my grandson, Lil Siriaco. So it's, like, he wasn't involved in none of that stuff. He got shot and became paralyzed because of somebody else's stupidity. So, keep them in your prayers and your thoughts. All right? And, okay, so here we go again. Ronald Green. Every day I put his name on here. Ronald Green, murdered by the Louisiana State Police on May the 10th, 2019. Who's at the door? Ramon? Ronald Green.
Dude, relax.
Is that you, Sai?
Rhea, did you see those videos?
Come here, Sai.
I've been trying to learn these songs. I gotta sing her wedding tomorrow.
You, Sai. Come
I'll
see.
get the
Come.
chance to look at it. Probably either later tonight or...
Hey, daughter.
Hey, Lola.
Oh, wait a minute, Sai.
What?
What's wrong?
Okay, what?
What's wrong? You want to say hi? I'm on Facebook. What's wrong with you? I didn't get no hug. I didn't get no kiss. What's going on, man? Like that?
Can Sue stay here while I go to my rehearsal, yeah? Sai, you're in the house. Let her go. Jeez.
Yeah, put her over there on the pad. She cool.
Well, Mom's gonna say hi to her first.
Ramon, sorry, say hi to me. Come on, man. I'm on Facebook.
Hi.
Are you sick?
No, he's hot.
You're hot?
Mm-hmm.
It's hot, huh? Okay, well. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna get ready, get out of here. Me and Sai gonna do the mabuhay with you. Come on, Sai, do mabuhay with me.
Mabuhay!
Okay, hey y'all. So we're gonna go. Sai, you gonna say it after I say it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you playing with Lolo's ear? Here we go. Ready? Mabuhay!
Mabuhay!
Bahala na!
Mahala!
Now you gotta make a fist, boy. Don't put your hand up.
Try
Make a
this
fist.
fist.
No, fist. Fist. We make a fist. Okay? Fist.
When are we gonna go to
But Tata, now
Westport?
we have this stuff. Where
Amandla uwe
we
tu.
have this, so she
Amandla
doesn't get us
uwe
time to
tu.
clean it.
Hokahe.
Kokahe!
Ashe.
Ashe!
Harambe.
Harambe!
Mahalo.
Mahalo!
You do it like that. Mahalo.
This is how I do it.
Oh, okay. That's cool. You do it like that. I don't care. Shalom.
Shalom!
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Walaikum assalam.
Insha'Allah.
Inshallah.
Jayu.
Jayu.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever.
Are you sleepy?
He's hot.
You hot?
Yeah, I'm hot. I just want to go to the water park.
It's not till tomorrow, dude. We ain't going till tomorrow, blood. Okay? You gotta wait till tomorrow. Tomorrow, bukas, mañana. See you, mom?
It's cold so that you could cool off.
He's super red.
Yeah, he hot.
Oh, man, I don't know.
Drink
All right.
water, boy.
Drink that water, boy. You heard your uncle. Drink the water. Go, come on. Drink the water. Drink your water, blood.
I told you weren't going today, Sai. You knew that. Tata, you're so on the
All right.
line.
Hey, y'all, we out of here. I'm out of here. Everybody stay safe, stay strong. I will talk to y'all tomorrow. God let me wake up. I went out, wore a mask. It was hot, but it is burning up hot. So anyway, I'm gonna go. Everybody, one love, peace.